title today is the power of prayer. How do you stay connected to God? We underestimate the power of prayer. We also undervalue the importance of it. So many Christians have weak or non-existent prayer lives. The biggest loser when we fail to pray is us. Prayer is the power to change everything, and the loss of prayer cannot be made up by the hard work we do as Christians. Prayer is spiritual nutrition. Just as the body needs physical food, so the soul needs spiritual food. Prayer changes us. Prayer changes everything. However, the Bible goes further to tell us that prayer is powerful. Prayer is the key to all spiritual influences in our lives. A failure to develop a personal prayer life can leave us spiritually ineffective and weak. The well-dressed soldier is not much good if it doesn't enter the battlefield. So the practice of an active prayer can have dramatic power. The Christian life requires communication with our commander-in-chief. This is what prayer does. Everything a Christian faces requires prayer, good or bad. Paul acknowledges the Ephesian church to be alert and always pray for one another. Prayer builds us up. It is far more than communication. It is fortification. So often we think of prayer as a means of which things will change, but in reality it usually changes us, and thereby things change. Jesus attempted to take his disciples with him to Gethsemane to pray, as much to strengthen them for what was coming as well as to support him in his hour of need. They fell asleep and missed out on the prayer, and later it proved to be a great loss of strength. Today, when the moment of sorrow arrived, how many times have we discovered the weakness that came because we had failed to pray? So many people wait to pray after crisis. It will be better to pray before it. We lose the most when we fail to pray, not God. In Ephesians chapter 6 verse 19, Paul finally gets around to asking prayer for himself. But even here, it is not for more comfort or less pain. It is for boldness to preach the gospel. Prayer was not seen by Paul as a means to making life easier. It was seen as a power to get the gospel out. What would happen if Christians all over the world focused their prayers on winning the lost instead of praying for a new vehicle or salary increase? Paul's concern in prayer was that he be faithful, not materially full. Prayer has a powerful effect on the way things are viewed. We must never underestimate the power of prayer. If we pray more, we will probably see less to ask God for in the way of things, and will probably be more focused on spiritual needs than material ones. Whole communities have been changed by one praying person. Whole nations have been changed by a few praying people. Whole lives have been turned around by a prayer. No amount of skills or capabilities can replace what prayer will do in our lives. Without prayer, a Christian soldier can have on all the armor and have no battlefield to fight on. Prayer puts us in the battle and also gives us the power to be victorious. Paul has described the armor of God. He explains where the battle is in prayer. Since we do not fight against flesh and blood, we do fight against spiritual powers. Though prayer is critical to the Christian soldier, it is where we fight the battle. No Christian can succeed without prayer. Prayer is power and strength, a power and strength that influences God and is most marvelous in its gracious benefits to man. Prayer influences God. The ability of God to do for man is the measure of the possibility of prayer. Fear weakens us and gives us an unsound mind. The power of prayer gives us strength and wisdom. We must not fear the future or believe the lies of the enemy, but we must stand strong in authoritative prayer. You can never be grateful enough to the merciful God who has given you this power. You can do no less than use this power as readily as He would have used it. God does His part. He has given you the power of prayer and is willing to hear your prayer. He is able to grant your requests. The only thing that remains for you to do is to use this power of prayer as Christ meant you to use it. Prayer is the key that opens the treasury of God. You have the key. Use it well and often.